Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Psychic Soul Healer channel. My name is Laura. For those of you that are new to the channel, anything that you want to know about me related to the channel, how to reach me, and all my specials that happen here on the channel, you can find them in the description box down below. Okay? Now, if you resonate with this and you happen to find this video, by the way, it's for anyone that lands on this video. This is going to be a timeless message for anyone that finds it. Why? Because it's the witching hour. It's late. I decided to just jump on. I was inspired, and I feel like the energies are pretty crazy right now. There's a lot going on right before the new year. A lot of karmic cycles are coming to an end. A lot of spiritual energies are playing out within just our own evolution, within our relationships, within our jobs, within our health. Just everything is kind of changing. And so I wanted to kind of do a check in for what your person is thinking about you and other spiritual messages that spirit would want you to know about your relationship. Now, for those of you that are new to the channel, by the way, I always have a giveaway. So this video's giveaway is, if you happen to catch this video and you like the video, give me a like, comment the word Master Healer in your comment bar, and of course, subscribe to the channel. And you can win a free psychic reading with me. Now, the difference between my readings and other people's readings is I always look at the spiritual energies first, the shadows, the karmic themes, the psychological and the emotional imbalances. And the reason why is because that will help us understand what your person's intention really is, what you may have to do to balance out the energy in your situation, and whether or not the situation is even worth pursuing. Because a lot of times when we're dealing with someone that is spiritually imbalanced, it comes out within their behaviorisms, and the relationship is a lot more like a trauma bond type relationship instead of a soulmate. Soulmates, we all have soulmates, and we have several different types of soulmate type of relationships. And soulmates are just relationships that come into our life to grow the soul, to teach us a lesson. They're karmic, but they teach us a lesson. Trauma bonds teach us lessons that a lot of times we don't recover from. A lot of times they create more soul wounds that then create behaviorisms and emotional imbalances within us that play out within our new connections, as well as within our overall life experiences, to be honest with you. When we're in a bad relationship for long periods of time, we can actually see our health diminish. We've all been there at some point in karmic relationships that look very much like narcissistic and empathic type of weird connections, which are, karmic and corded together. So the karmic cords are those that, are just very toxic. So anyway, that's why I like to look at those energies first before we actually see what's going to play out, because we might not even want a situation to play out. Remember, you are the alchemist within your own life. Depending on what you do is going to be what your outcome is, obviously. All right. So the first card out, Again, anybody that lands on this video. So again, roles can be reversed. So you may have to interpret the message as it best resonates for you. If I may say that this is your person and you say, well, it actually is more like me, again, no. It's usually the energy that's most dominant. The person that may be very obsessive in the situation, and person might be very fearful within the situation, their energy is going to override the reading, just so that you know. So, detachment. So, detachment is caused from trauma. So, you may feel as if you're connected to someone that you know that is passionate for you, but they are not they have intimacy issues, and intimacy issues will play out as a person may be, again, very attracted to you. They will be very passionate towards you, and again have feelings like that towards you, but they don't build emotional bonds with you. They don't create experiences and memories because again they have detachment issues. Detachment issues comes from betrayal, usually betrayal that happens in childhood and then winds up playing out within relationships. And I feel like you're connected to someone that has, again, this detachment that plays out as where they run from you all the time. As soon as you feel that you're getting close, as soon as you let your guard down, that your person leaves. I also feel like you have detachment issues that may come play out as codependency. The gift of style. But I also feel as if you are someone that was very codependent, but actually have grown out of feeling dependent emotionally, because I feel like you've have been in several relationships before where you never got your emotional needs met. And because you didn't get your emotional needs met, you fed yourself emotionally by creating yourself, because the gift of style is all about your unique individuality. It's about finding yourself and creating yourself, and a lot of times we find ourselves through trauma, and we also find ourselves through the fact that we're not getting what we need. We're exploring and finding ourselves because on some level we're not satisfied, which is the energy there. And the energy is there because if the person's detached from you emotionally, they're not giving to you. So another form of passion is not just the person that you're attracted to that's detached, it's the passion that we again create through what it is that we love, through our life experiences, through how we decide to channel out our energy, whether it's we love to paint, whether or not we love to volunteer. Your unique individuality is your gift of style, but it's also, if you're a painter, your style in the way that you paint. So if you're manifesting, it's however you're choosing to manifest is your gift of style, which would take you away from this energy where you weren't getting anything, right? If somebody's not feeding you emotionally, then there's nothing, then you're also not connecting to them. So they're actually also gypping themselves. And I'm feeling that a lot of you people were connected to someone that was very detached and very used of not having very deep relationships until they met you. So you're different. And I feel like because they detached, you left, you detached again, and you put your energy into yourself. And now, again, I'm feeling as if it's affecting them. I'm feeling as if it's really bothering them. And it's again, yeah, because you're clearing programs of intolerance. You're like, enough is enough. I'm tired of like these one-sided relationships. I'm tired of feeling as if I'd rather be alone. That's your energy there. So this is the underlining energy. So this isn't bad. Understand in every relationship, there's going to be people that have gone through experiences that have traumatized them, right? Karma is that. Karma is learned. So this says that you've learned to not tolerate people that are emotionally not going to give you that or one-sided relationships. But I'm also feeling that your person is on their way back because this is always what happens, right? It's just what happens. Spirit descending. So, spirit descending is again, this is what I was feeling like your person, when there's a soulmate relationship, right? A soulmate twin flame, trauma bond, any type of soul relationship. And that's one where we can actually feel. Now, understand the difference between soulmate and is trauma bond is both parties have the same psychological and emotional imbalances. They don't play out the same way though. They're not channeled out the same way within both parties' behaviorisms. So I'm kind of feeling like this connection that I'm talking about right here is almost as if it was a trauma bond relationship, only you're more elevated. Your vibration is a lot higher than the person that you're connected to, meaning you're a lot more mature. But this relationship is creating a stir within your person where they're becoming grounded. So understand love is healing because it makes us do things that we wouldn't normally do. But it's depending on how we play it. So that's why I want to look at the triggers because the spiritual triggers, when the trigger will tell us what the behaviorism is, right? Again, when we have a trigger, it plays out within our habits, our behaviorisms, and that's usually how we sabotage the connection. So right now, already we knew that this is like you're like this, I'm not tolerating this anymore. This really isn't working for me anymore. So I'm putting my energy into myself and I'm getting a lot more. And that's really also what I'm feeling too because I feel like your spirit is descending, but it's also descending to a place of more evolved, right? Where I feel like your person is becoming more grounded within realizing what they want. And why I say that is when people have spiritual blocks, which a person does have a lot of spiritual blocks from trauma, that's why they're detached, which happened from betrayal, as we said. Love is healing, it makes us do different things. So the spirit descends. So we're going to look and we see enough. See, look, I had enough of your bad temper and disrespect. So what I felt like your person would do, because again, they're detached. So every time that you would get close to your person, they would back away. And so you got to a place of I'm tired of opening up myself and getting my hopes up high to have you continually like not follow through and be disrespectful and turn it around on me. So I feel like your person gaslighted you, which happens with detachment. People that have detachment issues, they're usually always come from a place of passion in the beginning of a relationship. And then the relationship goes really fast and passion doesn't last. Passion is counterfeit love. I mean, it's important to have passion in relationships with your partner that you're in love with, but to have just passion in a relationship with no ground, with no stability, which is what your person was offering you with detachment, though, and detachment from betrayal. So you had enough of it. And because your person wouldn't just run away, they would create a fight, they would create a problem to create distance from you. And that would cause a lot of gaslighting, that would cause a lot of, like you said, just game playing, just immature, blamed. And that's what I was saying. I got tired of taking all the blame when it wasn't my doing. Take responsibility for your actions. And this is again when I said that your person is very immature. So they were detached, and because they were detached, they were creating a lot of problems. So it didn't mean that they don't have feelings, but this is pretty much your typical narcissistic energy here, where you have somebody that it's definitely a trauma bond relationship. It's definitely a relationship where I want to say trauma bond, but I feel like you grew out of this. I feel like you've learned your lessons, because look, spirit descending is the energy that I feel like you triggered within your person. But I also feel like your spirit descended when you created the gift, when you put your energy into the gift of style, because that's really how you cleared karmic programs of intolerance. You put the energy into yourself. And what happened is that triggered your person, because your person is used to creating a lot of drama with people, because they didn't just come into your relationship with intimacy problems. They've had intimacy problems the entire time because they were detached, because this problem didn't just come from you. They came into the relationship with detachment. So what happens is they need a lot of attention. They breadcrumb a lot of different people, and then they don't really take responsibility. They like to love bomb. They like to come in and get, again, a lot of attention. So they're really acting from a place of ego. They're not acting from their heart. They don't build emotional bonds. But your person, the person that you're connected to or that's on your mind, actually build a bond with you. They didn't know how to handle it, because understand, their spirit wouldn't have descended. It wouldn't have descended. And it was made to descend in order to clear karmic programs of intolerance. And it's intolerant not just towards you, their behavior, but it's really intolerant to them because it's making their life not work. So I want to see what your person wants to say to you. Want to see whether they learned anything, because just because they went through all this doesn't mean that they learned anything, just so that you know, unfortunately. I'm making changes for the better. So this does say that they, again, which is what I had felt, that again, clearing karmic programs of intolerance and really having their spirit descend due to the fact that you walked away. So they might have blamed you, but you've been like, no, it's enough. I'm not dealing with it anymore. It's that they said, well, I really like this person, and if I'm going to be able to even salvage this connection or even be with anyone that's on the same level as this person, because I believe that your connection with them showed them the difference in characters. People who they've dated, remember, they couldn't have stayed detached if the people that they were dating would have set boundaries. After a while, you set boundaries, this person awakened to the fact that They were going to continue getting hurt. They were going to continue to shut themselves out of love if they kept playing this game, because the fact that you laid a boundary, you didn't go and date 1,000 other people, you put the energy into yourself. So you're actually, there's a lot of empress energy. There's a lot of um, respect there. Your person doesn't look at as if you were spiteful, and you had a reason to be spiteful because this person played a lot of games with you. So that's another reason that made your person look at their behavior. And that this is all about healing here. When we have a soulmate twin flame relationship and both parties are not on the same vibration, which I feel like your person was not on the same vibration as you, that's a trauma bond. It's a trauma bond if you continue to stay in that relationship and feed it, I should say. You didn't. You grew out of the relationship. You said, this isn't for me. That emotionally, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. That was your spiritual lesson. Your spiritual lesson was to give yourself the love that you needed, which meant on some level you grew up in an environment where emotionally you didn't get what you needed. So that's why you were getting the same type of relationship, one-sided relationship. That's why you were getting a one-sided relationship. The one-sided relationship was the fact that every time you would make your person like be accountable, grow up, they would blame you. They were like, I don't want to take responsibility. I like being detached. I don't want to create that intimacy with you, which obviously after a while anyone would be enough. I don't want to be in this type of relationship, and put the energy into themselves by creating themselves, because you were clearing karmic programs of intolerance. But when you did that, your spirit descended, and so did theirs. But for two different reasons. Your spirit descended while you created yourself, and their spirit descended where they said, I'm going to make some better changes for myself. I'm going to do what I need to for myself, because I keep chipping myself out of love. I feel terrible for hurting you. So it's again, now this person has remorse, which is part of the healing process. First, there needs to be awareness. Your person was in ego in the beginning of this reading. They didn't care about your situation. It was a complete one-sided relationship. They would blame you. They liked the drama. The drama allowed them to stay detached, because when they would create drama, you would get emotional, and that would show them how much you cared, so they wouldn't have to give anything. And then you got to a place and you said, well, this is like one-sided. It's enough, because you don't really care about this. And so you cleared your karmic programs of intolerance by creating yourself. So your spirit descended. And really, that's not just them making better choices. It's you making better choices. So sometimes that's what a soulmate relationship is. Sometimes that's all that relationship is, to come in to show you what your worth is, or to have the universe test you to see if you know what your worth is. Now let's see if there's any last messages of what they would like to tell you before I jump off. Like I said, I just figured I would jump on, do this really fast. I don't know who it's going to resonate for. Okay, my childhood was difficult and it still affects me. I was let down by people I trust and loved. And that's what I said in the beginning of this reading. I said in the beginning of this reading was the fact that your person has detachment because of a wound that was created in childhood. Okay. And that is really why they would never let you get close. Every time you would get close and everything would be fine, they would create drama and then blame you as a way to, again, create space. And that was really hurting you a lot. Now they feel bad. They feel bad that it was a complete one-sided relationship, meaning you were feeding it and they were just taking it, even if they were just creating triggers within your relationship. I just want to actually pull one more. I want to see what the spiritual karmic twin flame message. Sometimes it's again the karmic reason of why did this happen. I wanted to see why would this relationship, why did you have to go through this? I think it was to prove to the universe that you know what you want. A lot of times that happens. The universe brings us someone that's not really on our vibration, that's not treating us well. It's it's all familiar if you felt that you weren't treated right in prior relationships. Maybe again you grew up and you didn't get that emotional support that you needed, so you're used to going into the relationship and giving and giving and giving in hopes to get back, but you never really get equal back. This person from the get wasn't giving, again had detachment issues. This was to see, were you going to feed yourself and give yourself the love and expand and have your spirit descend and ground yourself and create yourself, or are you going to feed an empty, keep going to an empty well for water? And what it showed is that you loved yourself. But let's see again what the karmic message is. Please contact me. I may not respond, but knowing you care opens my heart. Again, this person is still like, I feel as if they realize what they did was wrong, but they're still so prideful because they want you to contact them. So if you were hoping that this person's going to contact you, they're not going to contact you. And it's because their ego is still what is running the show. And also, if they want you to contact them on some level, they don't want to change their behavior. And because they're want to stay detached, you can't make a person love you. So you actually did the right thing by ending this relationship. So I hope that whoever found this finds this message and finds comfort in finds comfort in it, and finds comfort that they did the right thing, because this is what that message is pretty much saying that your person has a lot of trauma, and until they heal that trauma, they're going to stay detached and never really give anyone emotionally. It's always going to be surface, and which means that they're probably always going to cheat. They're probably never really going to be able to form those strong bonds, which means create memories, create experiences. It'll be all about passion, and that's it. All right. Well, let me know, guys. And thanks for stopping by. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.